Everybody's heard things like, he left or he was fired. It was actually a combination of both. I was hoping to get the opportunity to chip in with some songwriting. After Bleach, Kurt talked about it. He wouldn't mind having some help with writing. And of course, being a songwriter, I was like, I'm all for that. But over time I realized that wasn't going to happen. What slowly happened was I just started losing my inspiration to play. It shows. Ultimately, I didn't give them much choice but to kick me out of the band. You know, when you don't feel like you're being all you can be in a band, it eventually kind of wears you down. And that's what it was ultimately doing to me. It was just kind of dragging me down, and it was like I started feeling like a drum machine more than anything else. Somewhere along the line, I just started losing some of my inspiration. And of course, when you do that, it's going to show. No matter what you're doing, even in the workplace, if someone's not in it, you can tell. And so what do? Well, you got to get rid of them. And so Chris and Kurt made the long drive up and came to my place to let me know. It was a weird drive for them. I remember talking about it with Chris years down the road. It was like, yeah, that was a real horrible drive. Me and Kurt were not looking forward to that at all. Because the thing was that we were always good friends, so when I say that it was due to musical differences, that's exactly what it was. That was the deal. Part of me thinks, maybe at some point I should have voiced my opinion about what I wanted to do and seen where that would have taken me. But I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't do that. In any case, the conversation that day with Kurt and Chris when they came to my place was kind of brief, actually. They kind of opened up and basically said that it doesn't seem like lately I've been giving it my all. And I actually agreed because I wasn't. I was kind of burning out on it. It was like, yeah, that's true. I told them that I completely understand your guys' decision on this. I think part of it too was the fact that when we were recording in Madison, Wisconsin with Butch Vig in April of 1990 for what was supposed to be the second Sub Pop record, those were the same times that Sub Pop had been talking to Geffen. And so when we found that out too, that was a big stepping stone. So I think on both sides of the water, Kurt and Chris were like, wow, we got to figure out what to do here because we were about to jump up to hopefully a bigger level. And for me, it was almost crunch time for myself. It was like, well, I got to figure this out. How should I tell them that maybe I shouldn't play with you guys anymore? I don't know. It was weird. I mean, part of me totally wanted to go on because it's music. I liked it. It's one of those things where I always enjoyed listening to the guys playing, even while I was playing, because I love good vocal melody line stuff, and that's what I thought was so great about Kurt, which was one of the big reasons why I joined the band, because I like that whole mix of melody and guitar he was doing. So I really did like the music we were doing. Part of me did want to continue on, but the realistic side was, I don't know how happy I would be. It's like, sure, I probably would have had a few more dollars in the billfold, but would I be doing my own thing? Would I be doing, music that's more with me involved in it? Probably not. Even though Kurt mentioned that he was looking to do that at one point, realizing that wasn't going to happen, I was pretty certain that wasn't going to happen, at all. Ever. I actually didn't even talk about that, though, with Kurt that day at my place. Part of me was like, let's just get this over with. I kind of let them do most of the talking about the stuff and what was going on, just listening to how they were feeling about it. And I was like, that makes sense. At the same time, I'm not really sure why I just didn't tell my side of the story, so to speak. I never really did. I think it's because maybe part of me was thinking, well, if I did, I don't want to make this more of a hassle or a big deal any more than it has to be. I have no regrets because I've always sort of thought of it that things just sort of fall in place for a reason. For example, maybe I was the perfect puzzle piece for the band at that time, and then they needed another piece to do other things. Our differences are mostly strictly on a musical level. We always stayed friends. In fact, I remember one of the first times I saw them with Dave at this place called the OK Hotel in Seattle. It was the first time I'd seen the guys in probably a year or so, and it was really good to see them. We were saying, hey, how's it going? So it was really friendly. And I met Dave for the first time too and found out what a really nice guy Dave is. So it was really nice meeting him too. I hold no regrets, certainly have no ill will. It's just part of the business sometimes, I have no regrets. And I look back at those days and think, wow, I played a small part in something that had a big impact. I'm happy with that. I think that's kind of neat.